Upasana, let me now quickly come to you. And we were talking about IPOs. You've spoken about an IPO for a while now. How has the experience been? What has been the challenges?
Well, firstly, thanks for having me here today. Great to be on this session in August Company. And I must thank Rajan because Sequoia Capital has been our first partner from IPO, from idea to growth to IPO and beyond. So we do really believe that this year and the year coming forward is going to create a new story for tech startups in India, and hopefully a very positive story for many more to follow. So the journey has been quite interesting. I think there is a lot of process involved, but my key learning from the IPO preparation has been that the lens that private investors versus public market investors have a slightly different lens. Okay. Investors in the capital markets are looking for companies where the business model is very clear. The financial performance has been demonstrated year over year for at least 2-3 good years. And there is a clear path to profitability. And I think having been following a sustainable growth strategy already for the last 4-5 years, I think it was my pleasure to bring that story to the market, to the investors. I think one thing though is common between private markets and public markets. It is still a very, very male-centric ecosystem. And yes. I can tell you that a leader, a founder from a tech company, I think it is going to become easier as we go forward. So I do hope that there will be more women-led companies that come to the capital markets.
Absolutely. You're one of the few women-led startups going for an IPO. You're a trailblazer. How has the journey been for you? And, Upasana, why are there not enough women-led startup founders?
Ooh, that's a big question. So I think firstly, just for any startup founder, I think that it's a very exhilarating journey. Thinking of doing a startup, coming up with the idea, getting the team, and it's a completely different experience. For me, it has been one of the most exhilarating life experiences. I think the only other experience I can say is comparable is many years ago, I was riding up to Changla Pass in Ladakh on the way to Pangong. And there was a downpour of rain and a bunch of like a dozen or more bikers were coming down and saying, don't go forward. I mean, that is what it is. The startup journey is like dozens of people telling you to turn back. But despite all of that, you keep going forward. So building MobiKwik has been like that for me. Against all odds, Bipin and I decided that doing a digital wallet in 2009. In 2009, imagine the whole world would have thought we are crazy because India was a completely cash-driven economy at that time. But see, lo and behold, today India has 250-300 million digitally paying users. And if I could say, 100 million or more are on our platform, and companies are raising $100-200 million every year. And we have raised $100 million and spent that in a decade. So I think that there are opportunities for founders, to set their vision and build their company to their liking. Yeah. And coming to the woman angle, I think it's not been easy. I think I have been construed as being the EA, the HR manager, the receptionist, the salesperson, everything else, except the founder of a tech company. And I think after you reach a certain scale, that possibly changes. But I think overcoming all of that requires sort of a lot of grit and perseverance. And I think you break quite a few ceilings doing that. And I hope that is going to inspire many more, women to follow the path. If I could just take one more sec here, I do believe that there are quite a few new initiatives coming that are helping women founders to come forward. And I truly believe they need all the help because if in order to be successful as a founder, as a male, if I have to work, let's say 1.5x or 2x, as a woman, I have to work 4x harder. I have things to do at home and I have things to do to work very hard, even in the workforce. And I think it's not easy. So many women actually tend to give up. And I think I don't want women to give up. So I want more surge initiatives, Rajan,
Yes.
and I want many more venture capital firms to do Spark Women initiatives so that we see many more women in the ecosystem. This has been a positive year. We spoke about 40 unicorns, 4 women-led unicorns this year in India. So, yay, we are making progress.